Welcome to our deep dive into Cisco SDWAN tunnel groups. In today's network environments, flexibility and control are essential for managing complex connections. Tunnel groups in Cisco SDWAN provide administrators with the tools to organize and manage overlay tunnels between transport locator, or TLOC endpoints. This feature is especially valuable as organizations grow and require more tailored policies for their network connection. By grouping tunnels, you can create efficient, secure, and scalable communication paths across your infrastructure. Let's start by understanding what tunnel groups are and why they matter in a modern SDWAN deployment. The heart of Cisco SDWAN tunnel groups are TLOCs, or transport locators. These are unique identifiers assigned to WAN edge routers, allowing them to establish overlay tunnels with other routers in the network. By default, Cisco SDWAN C edges create a full mesh overlay, meaning every TLOC forms a tunnel with every other TLOC, regardless of their color. This ensures robust connectivity but can sometimes lead to unnecessary complexity or security concerns. Understanding TLOCs is the first step to mastering tunnel groups, as they are the endpoints that make up your overlay network. A full mesh topology, every TLOC connects to every other TLOC, creating a web of tunnels across your SDWAN fabric. This setup is great for redundancy and ensures that traffic can always find a path, but it may not be ideal for every organization. Sometimes you want to limit which sites can communicate directly, either for security or performance reasons. That's where tunnel groups come in. They allow you to break away from the default full mesh and design a topology that fits your business needs. TLOCs are also assigned colors, which represent different types of transport, such as MPLS, internet, or private links. Sometimes you may want to restrict tunnels so that only TLOCs with the same color connect. The restrict option in Cisco SDWAN allows you to do just that. This is especially useful for private clouds that shouldn't connect to public networks. However, there's a limitation. Each WAN edge router can only have one interface per color, which can reduce flexibility in certain scenarios. Tunnel groups were introduced to overcome the limitations of the color restrict option. By assigning a tunnel group ID to each tunnel, you can create custom groupings of tunnels that aren't limited by TLOC color. This means you can design your overlay exactly how you want, grouping certain sites together while keeping others separate. Tunnel groups provide the granular control needed for complex enterprise networks, making them a powerful tool for network architects. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine you have two sets of sites. Site 1 and Site 2 form one group, while Site 3 and Site 4 form another. By assigning a tunnel group ID of 1 to the first pair and 2 to the second, you ensure that tunnels are only established within each group. Hub routers, which don't have a tunnel group ID, can connect to all groups, acting as a bridge. This setup is ideal for organizations with regional hubs or segmented business units. Configuring tunnel groups on Site 1 and Site 2 is straightforward. Each interface participating in the left mesh is assigned a group ID of 1. This ensures that only these interfaces form tunnels with each other, keeping the traffic isolated from other groups. The configuration is simple but powerful, allowing you to scale your network without unnecessary connections. Let's take a closer look at how this is set up in practice. Similarly, Site 3 and Site 4 are configured with a tunnel group ID of 2. This creates a separate mesh, ensuring that these sites only connect with each other. This approach is perfect for organizations with multiple departments or locations that require isolated communication. By using tunnel group IDs, you can easily manage which sites are allowed to communicate, all while maintaining a simple and scalable configuration. Tunnel groups operate by assigning a group ID under each tunnel interface. Once set, the router will only form tunnels with remote TLOCs that share the same group ID regardless of their color. This means you can have private and public transports in the same group or keep them separate depending on your needs. If a TLOC doesn't have a group ID, it can connect to any group, making it ideal for hub or central routers. There are a few important rules to remember when working with tunnel groups. First, TLOCs can only establish tunnels with remote TLOCs that have the same group ID, no matter their color. Second, TLOCs with any group ID will also form tunnels with TLOCs that have no group ID assigned. Finally, if you use the restrict option with tunnel groups, tunnels will only form between TLOCs that share both the same group ID and color. These rules give you precise control over your overlay network. Main advantage of tunnel groups is flexibility. You can design your overlay topology to match your organization's structure, security policies, or performance requirements. Whether you need to segment traffic between business units, isolate sensitive data, or optimize routing, tunnel groups make it possible. They also simplify management by reducing the number of unnecessary tunnels, making your SDWAN easier to monitor and troubleshoot. Tunnel groups are commonly used in scenarios where organizations have multiple regions, departments, or security zones. For example, a company with offices in different countries might use tunnel groups to ensure each region's traffic stays local, while still allowing central hubs to communicate with all sites. This approach reduces latency, improves security, and makes compliance easier. It's also useful for mergers, acquisitions, or temporary projects that require isolated connectivity. Configuring tunnel groups, it's important to plan your group IDs carefully. Assign unique IDs to each logical group, and ensure that hub routers are left without a group ID if they need to connect to all sites. Document your configuration and test connectivity between groups to verify that your policies are working as intended. Regularly review your setup as your organization grows or changes, and adjust group IDs as needed to maintain optimal performance and security. If you encounter issues with tunnel groups, start by checking the group IDs on each interface. Make sure they map where needed and are absent on hub routers if universal connectivity is required. Use Cisco SDWAN monitoring tools to verify tunnel status and look for misconfigurations. Remember, a mismatch in group IDs or colors can prevent tunnels from forming, so attention to detail is key. With the right approach, troubleshooting becomes straightforward and efficient. Wrap up. Cisco SDWAN tunnel groups offer a powerful way to control and optimize your overlay network. By leveraging group IDs, you can create custom topologies, enhance security, and simplify management. Whether you're segmenting traffic, supporting business growth, or improving compliance, tunnel groups are a key feature to master. Continue exploring Cisco SDWAN features to unlock even more potential in your network infrastructure.